What's up, everybody? My name is RaisorBlade, and today I'm here with a very special guest, Jinlong, the Golden Dragon. Say hey, Jin.
Hello, I'm Jinlong the Golden Dragon, and I guess I do movie reviews and analysis on my channel. Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah. So about a year ago, right? Jen made a video about the movie Mulan, which is a fantastic movie. I love it. I think it's a great movie. You love it too, don't you, Jen?
I adore it. Yes.
Yeah. You talked about how it doesn't discredit masculinity or whatever.
Yeah, my video was mostly if you want to watch it, it's on my channel. But I apologize for the absolutely atrocious audio. You just have to put it on the maximum volume to hear it. But
yeah, we all have.
Yeah,
we all start with shitty audio.
But yeah,
we all start with shitty audio.
My video was about how Mulan tackles masculinity and how it's a very interesting movie in how it tackles masculinity and femininity and how toxic masculinity and stuff is viewed in society today.
Yeah. There's also the fact that "I'll Make a Man of You" is a fucking banger of a song.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it is a banger. You can't deny it. Everyone, that's a great song. It's really just a good movie all around. I love the art style it was going for. I love the characters. I love the music.
It's beautiful.
Just easily one of the best movies to come out of Disney, in my opinion. And I cannot wait to see how they fuck it up with the live action remake.
Oh, I did say a bit about that in my video as well. How I'm absolutely sure they will fuck it up in the live action.
Oh, for sure.
If you want to check out my predictions.
Yeah, there's no Shang. There's no Mushu.
Oh, don't get me wrong, dude. That movie is not supposed to be a remake of Mulan. It's supposed to be a little product to suck China's balls and profit off their market. That's what Mulan 2020 is supposed to be. Yeah. Just so you guys know.
Free Hong Kong. Yeah, free Hong Kong, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, we're gonna be reviewing Mulan 2 together.
Yay!
But first, we gotta sit down and we gotta watch the movie so we can remember how awful it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So a little bit of thing for me. I haven't seen this movie in years. I saw this back when it first came out, back when I was 11 or 12, and I thought it was fine, for an 11 or 12-year-old kid. And to be perfectly honest, this is one of those movies that, here's my thing. I think all of this hate for this movie started when Doug Walker reviewed this movie and said it was the worst one he's seen. It was the one he hated the most. Before then, nobody was talking about this movie. Nobody was discussing Mulan 2 until he talked about it. And then suddenly everyone's like, oh my god, he's right. Mulan 2 is the worst sequel. It's the worst one of them all. It's up there with Hunchback 2. It's up there with Belle's Magical World. No. It's really that bad.
If you want my personal opinion, I think it's way beyond those two. And I'll explain why once you watch the movie. I explained to Razor earlier that I believe the reason Mulan 2 is as shitty as it is because it does something that I've seen no other movie do ever so far in my lifetime. And I'll explain what it is when we watch it. But do you want to know how I first watched this movie?
Sure, go ahead.
I didn't have all the Disney DVDs when I was little. I ended up watching a lot of the Disney movies when I got older because I didn't have all the DVDs. I never watched the Little Mermaid until I got older. But Mulan was one of those as well. And it also started as well when I watched Mulan. Obviously, I loved it because it's such an amazing film and I love it. And then I watched Doug Walker's review on it, obviously, because I was just busy. I was bored and just wanted to waste some time, and I saw his review. And he seemed to hate this movie so much. I was like, damn, I like Mulan. Actually, I remember watching Mulan 2 just for funsies after I just finished editing my video on Mulan 1. And I despised it so much that I decided to put a little note there in the video that I did, just how much I regretted even clicking on the Mulan 2 link. And I decided to watch it out of my own accord, not of Doug Walker's opinions on it. And I can just say that I hate it because it is a shitty movie in ways that I did not think a movie could ever be shitty. Out of my own opinion, not Doug Walker's. I shall be explaining why.
Okay. The review is going to be fun, that's for sure.
In gratitude, we honor you.
The awful thing about this movie is that the animation is surprisingly decent. These clouds are great to look at.
Hey, how you doing up
Yeah, that's definitely Eddie Murphy.
Just a note for you guys: if you watched the original Mulan and you thought Mushu was kind of annoying and had a bit of an ego and didn't really get some kind of redemption at the end, but was still like okay to bear with, strap yourselves on for this one. You're gonna love him. Trust me. By the way, I despise Mushu. I think he is an insult to my kind. I'm a dragon, by the way. I never understood why these guys are like sucking up to Mushu so much. Like they don't have to. Like you got all the other guardians as well, and they don't suck they don't suck their balls as hard as they suck Mushu. I don't understand why they had to cater to him so much.
No, they hate him. I don't know, like, yeah, like, I mean, I get that Mushu held Mulan and everything like that, but I don't get why they have to start
mostly just
pampering
Mulan.
him.
Mushu was there for moral support. It's not like he did anything besides lighting that one firework one time.
I heard that, like, that was like a rice drawing, like where they did like drawings on rice and filmed it up close.
Oh.
In the last movie. Like something about that. Like I heard like the opening intro had like something to do with rice drawing.
That transition was just awful. Why did they do that? Like, did you see the yin and yang transition? That was just awful. It didn't.
Yeah, you got this really stylized background, then suddenly just a typical YouTube fade in, fade out thing.
It didn't even fit right. They couldn't even manage to make the yin and yang fit right on the paper. It just looked awful.
Gambling is like playing mahjong.
Oh yeah, the cool thing about Mulan's dad is that they reduced him to one of those dudes who make Chinese proverbs for fortune cookies, and then does the very thing he's preaching against. That's cool.
And he gives them to the gambling anyway.
Yeah, like this guy.
So
this
it's kind of pointless anyway.
Yeah, they go ahead and reduce Mulan's father to just a guy who spits out Chinese proverbs for shits and giggles, and then just does the things he preaches against.
Get the dogs! We got some robbers! We got some intruders on the ground.
The girls are. This scene is kind of cute, but it doesn't really make much sense why she would keep fighting, unless they're constantly being attacked by ninjas or something trying to steal their rice. It doesn't really make sense why she'd keep fighting after the war.
Jeez, look at this. Look at those expressions. Look at those expressions, guys. It's just so rubbery, so... Eek. They just look off, every last one of these expressions.
Yeah, this is what happens when you take the squash and stretch principle a little too on the nose.
I know, there's something about it. It's like, it's very... I don't know, it's a little too smooth of animation.
Yeah,
like,
it feels
I don't know,
rubber.
like... It's way too smooth, way too rubbery, way too expressive. Like, this isn't Animaniacs. That face like, oh god, here's a song.
That was neat, that angle.
That was alright, that wasn't bad.
You know, like, the animation is pretty decent on this movie.
It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's stylized wrong. Like, this just doesn't look right. It's not badly done animation, it's just, it really doesn't work, because it's just too stretchy and too rubbery for Mulan. This would be good for, like, something like, again, like Animaniacs, or like Hotel Transylvania or something.
Maybe, like,
not for Mulan, which was...
Yeah, like,
yeah.
It just reminds me of, like, those really like, cartoonified, Jake Long, which it had kind of like a similar vibe, but way more cartoony.
That's a big cricket to be able to be pet like that.
Yeah, the cricket did grow in size.
This song's not bad. Like, I think this song's okay. Like, I didn't really remember the songs in this movie that well, but this one's okay.
Yeah.
It's not particularly...
Yeah, the songs are mostly forgettable, but this one's okay.
Like, this one's not bad.
Phenomenal, but okay. Also, that size inconsistency is a little jarring.
Of course you will. You're very brave.
Oh, right. Brave. Yes, well...
It's not like I never fought in a war. It's not like I fought in wars or anything.
Yeah, it's not like I managed to lead an army in the brink of despair against unimaginable odds and won.
It's not like I lost my dad and said war. Oops.
Could you take care of this for me?
Just gonna give that helmet away? I'm sure you're allowed to do that.
This man has, like, no tact. He comes in the middle of, like, a huge crowd of people to tell Mulan that he kind of likes her. Also, another thing that I found really forced in this movie, the cool thing about the original Mulan was that romance was never the center point. Like, it was implied that Mulan kind of liked him, but that was never the center point of the story, not ever. And even the ending, some people say that he confirmed that they liked each other and they got married and whatever, but it's very ambiguous.
Seems your grandma invited someone to help us celebrate the engagement.
Really? Who?
China.
What kind of face was that? When you said who?
Ew, she invited someone.
That's the
to
kind
her
of face
wedding?
someone makes when someone like crop dusts them. That's the kind of face you make when someone crop dusts you. You go, ugh. Not when you ask who.
Once a woman marries, her husband's ancestors take over the duty of guardianship.
You're out of a job! Out of a pedestal and out of our hair, fool!
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they're fully capable of just like beating Mushu up whenever they feel like it. It's not like there's anything stopping them at all.
Hear me, you lazy.
They're sucking up to Mushu in the beginning for no reason.
Mulan is married.
I know, like Mulan ain't married yet. Until that ring's on, he's
Yeah.
still in charge.
I don't get why these people are the assholes here. I'd be happy to if Mushu were to leave my life. I fucking hate him.
Yeah, I'm with
Imagine
them.
having this. Imagine like for some unexplained reason still, but having to scrub this asshole's feet in a bathtub every single day, having to bend down and make yourself a staircase for him to climb to his pedestal every single day. Oh my god.
Yeah, you literally gotta blow him every day for his in his bath water.
Absolutely not. Blue. Mild.
Spicy.
Yes.
No.
Get it? They're different! Yeah, but you figure by this point in time, like, I remember this became a recurring theme in the movie where the two, like, are very different, but it's implied they've been dating for some time. You figured they would know this by now.
Actually, I don't really think it's been a long time.
This is not about
Yes, it
my
is.
pedestal. This is about Mulan making the
Yes,
biggest
it is.
mistake of my, her life.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Our absolute hero.
Cricky, I'm gonna break them up.
Yeah, and that's gonna be like his entire role throughout the entire movie.
Yep. And the worst part of it is, he actually succeeds later down the line.
Spoilers, man.
Mongol forces are moving closer to our border. The threat of attack is growing every day. As it is, our army is hopelessly outnumbered. I plan to defeat this enemy without the use of force. Instead, we will forge a union so strong
Yeah, you fought the
Mongol
Huns.
hordes won't dare attack. I will marry Lord Qin's son and seal this critical alliance.
Yes, Your
Alright, here comes folk. Mulan's all of a sudden new character that just wasn't there before.
Your Majesty, an arranged marriage?
And Your Majesty, an arranged marriage, you know, an integral part of my culture that I've always been witnessing and shouldn't be questioning because I don't know any better alternative.
Apology accepted.
Your Majesty, I'm sorry that I suddenly grew this opinion that I had no inkling of having in the first movie whatsoever for the sake of a Disney fluff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need her to be on.
You see, the cool thing about that is they couldn't even bother to compose a new song. They're just straight up rehashing the old one.
It's the same song.
Like, oh my god.
Remember this one from the original movie, guys?
Yeah, guys, remember this song? Here it is again.
Yeah,
no changes.
it was a good song. It was a good song. So let's just do the same thing again with some mild lyrics changed here and there. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the fucking clowns they chose to pretty much protect the future of China's safety.
Yeah, I'm sure. Weren't there other soldiers they had?
Yeah, apparently not.
I remember there were other soldiers.
If you really think about it, these three didn't really do anything significant. Like they went with Mulan and like dressed up as concubines with her for the end of the film in the last one. But that's about all they did. They punched a couple guards and stuff. The rest was all Mulan. It's not like they didn't anything to like make them worthy of this.
Yeah, they were pure, unadulterated comic relief. They were funny comic relief, and the song they did have genuinely was good. But you do make a good point. In terms of plot, they didn't particularly have that big of an impact.
It's much more than that. They're giving everyone here the Hunchback of Notre Dame treatment. You know, when the original movie, the protagonist got a boyfriend, quote unquote, we're giving everyone girlfriends.
And it begins.
I don't know why he did that like overtly that huge gesture just to put her shoe back.
I don't know either. Oh, you can tell the Emperor doesn't like the idea, even though that's pretty much the culture of its time, so he shouldn't care.
I mean, you could guess he's worried that his daughters might not make it safely, and that he's like conscious of the sacrifice they're making for the country. But it's still like, it's still not something you should be like, oh, woe is me about.
I don't know. I feel like that's what they were going for.
What's the face?
What face?
That face.
There's no face. This is my face, that's all.
I don't know what's wrong with the face. The animators thought it'd be really funny for these really weird expressions.
But I have another duty.
I'm gonna vomit.
It says fuck the country.
I'm gonna vomit.
But Shang, the rain.
Because you.
I think she's in love.
Oh no, there'll be none of that. Remember, May, you ought to be married in 3 days.
Yeah, this is like ridiculous. Like they left the country knowing full well that they were pretty much giving away their freedom to save their country, and then first man she meets him like, yeah, I'm in love, like conveniently forgetting her life's mission pretty much all the time.
But I think you and Princess with
What the fuck's he saying? I don't even know what he said there.
Although it can be a burn.
That was weird. Okay, he's supposed to be like awkward in love, whatever, but like, is he not a grown-ass man? Can he not talk to girls normally?
permit me to echo your praise. You are
Oh, now he's talking to her normally. He's able to talk just fine now. What was the point of that?
I guess it's what I said, Disney fluff for no reason.
You've been a great crowd.
Plus he's like harassing one of the princesses. Pretty sure that's not gonna be cool.
Yeah, trying a little too hard there, isn't he?
He shouldn't be trying at all. Like everyone here knows what they're going to the kingdom for. Everyone here knows that they're getting married, and then they just flirt with each other anyway. Like they're just being willfully ignorant of their mission for Disney fluff.
You know, the thing is, like, if it was just like a kind of culture, like tradition kind of thing, I think most of this could have been forgiven. But they're forgetting the fact that there is an actual war going on where like people are legitimately dying. And this alliance will actually save all of China,
Yes.
and they're saying fuck all that for the sake of fucking each other.
Pretty much. No, it's if you didn't hear the audio, she asked Mulan, I believe, like how did you choose between duty and heart? And Mulan said some Disney bullshit that when you think about it, like means nothing at all. My duty is to my heart. When in reality, it's none of that. It's what I said before. It's her doing what was right. It's not like her duty to her honor or anything. Like there wasn't much like moral weight to what she did. She did what she had to do because there was no other alternative. It was the only way. She did it because there was no other way, not because it was a duty to my heart.
Oh, here comes some comic hijinks.
Ha ha! It says slap on the
Montage
knee.
of them
Ha
just
ha!
fucking around.
Funny. A slap on the knee.
Great spirits, take me now.
Okay. You've been a dick, so here we go. And they're dead too.
Why are they having tea on a steep hill? Who thought this was a good idea?
Keep paddling. Oh, look how great you're doing. Who's the big boy?
This is just creepy.
Is he not a soldier? Is he not a soldier? Does he not know how to
Yeah, I'm
swim?
pretty sure they went through some pretty rigorous training in the first one that involved them falling into water multiple times. They should be able to swim pretty well.
Oh, cricket, things are
Shut up! I hate you, you red fucking freak!
I'm getting away with my evil plans! I'm the good guy, remember? Hey,
Map,
ever
map,
seen this
map,
before? A scene where a guy doesn't want to... A scene where a guy is like, I don't need directions, I have a map. What's up with men asking for directions?
We don't need to pull over.
Look, it's literally that scene that we see in all these movies.
Men asking directions.
What is it with women and map?
Great. Show us.
Like, even they realize how dumb of a fight
Yeah,
that
but like
was.
even so, Mulan's right. I don't get like these people were like survivors of an army that was almost decimated, that had to stay in hiding for several months to avoid being killed by the Huns. So these people should know basic survival skills. Shang should not be this clueless about survival.
Realize you share a special connection, and then just
I know where my
Special connection? She laughed at him once. That's not a connection.
Yeah. Why are you angry at her? She's right. Why are you booing her? She's right.
What is up with Disney movies feeling like they establish connections with one little moment?
She's running away because she met one guy who she looked in the eye once and got her shoe put on once, and that's apparently enough to say fuck China.
And had one conversation with. They had one conversation. You're forgetting that
true.
one conversation.
And apparently that's enough to just say fuck China and let these people die.
That conversation made all the difference.
Again, this probably would be an okay song if we got to see how their life was actually like. Like, what's so bad about their life that they want to be like other girls? They don't really explain that, save for like the few lyrics in the song you can catch on. Like, again, this plot point I actually like in Mulan too. Like, it would be cool if this movie was actually about these three princesses just struggling with their personal duty, their personal feelings, but also sacrificing their free will to save their country, and them struggling with that. That could be a really cool plot point, but it just handles so poorly.
Yeah.
Wait, that boy can peel paint.
And somehow that didn't tip him off that wasn't Mulan at all.
This is it. This is the meme right here.
Brushing my teeth.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here. This is the meme. Yes.
And next time, don't leave me alone.
There's that face. There's that weird animation.
I'm not gonna lie. This piece of animation almost saves the movie because it's just so funny.
Yes.
You gotta think that somebody drew this and animated this frame by frame.
And they had a lot of fun doing it.
Again, these guys are all like being willfully ignorant of their duty as guards and the future of China for girls they just met. Everybody in this movie fucking sucks.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's not until Mulan or the General. I'm sure this can only end so badly.
My duty is to my heart. Mulan.
People treat him like he's a dick here, but he's kind of right. I mean, she's the one saying nonsensical ideas to these girls.
Did you say dumplings?
I don't know why this girl likes food so
clearly
much.
not.
She don't eat it. I don't know. Maybe she liked to cook. Like, if we got to see her cook, and she had a talent for cooking, then yeah. Then I could see these two fitting together. But she just likes food for whatever reason.
Give me that one.
Did they really have stuffed animals
logic.
back in ancient China? I know they referenced bug spray earlier, so I guess I can't.
How about this? I know I've never seen.
Mulan, she came back to protect her country and uphold her mission. Psych! Psych, she...
Yeah, you're like
the
breaking
psych,
your
dude.
oath and shit.
Fuck China.
I'm so happy.
And these guys are the good guys, and Shang here is the dick. Remember?
And Mushu's the good guy too. Don't forget that.
Ugh, this movie's disgusting.
You swore a vow to be married in Qigong. If your father saw you now, breaking that vow, what would he say?
He's right.
He's absolutely right. He's the only person with this sense of reason here.
Immediately. You place your own feelings above everything. Duty, obligation, tradition, it all means nothing to you.
Clearly not.
Clearly not.
You're brave. You're loyal.
Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. And
Sometimes I wonder if you even have one.
wow. She has the absolute audacity to claim that Shang doesn't have a heart when he's like the only one who fucking cares about his country here and the lives of millions of people.
We have a mission to complete.
Dude, Mulan, you have absolutely no moral to say anything.
Fine.
Oh, look at all the gray. Look at all the look at all the gray lightscape. No lighting.
This
all dark and
this
shaded.
movie is a mess when it comes to themes. It's a big thematical mess. Like the motivations don't make sense. And the characters who are treated like the dicks in the situation are actually the ones who are right. Nothing in this movie makes sense.
Yeah.
You inspired us to follow our hearts.
No. Yeah, she did.
No, she only inspired you to put your personal feelings above millions of people's innocent lives. And somehow,
Right.
you all still think that's the right thing to do.
Yes, Ling. I also wish we could talk to them.
Shag's like, that counts, you know. I'm not a
Yes,
fucking
he is.
idiot.
That's what he is.
Oh wait, yes I am.
No, Ling. What would you say?
Seriously, they're just shouting this, and Shang is right in front of them,
Yeah.
listening to this.
I am telling the princess that is going to be married to a random prince to save my country that I kind of like her. You know, I sure hope Shang doesn't hear me.
He's even hearing them do it too. He don't give a
just doesn't
shit.
care.
What the fuck?
So like, it's as I said, everybody in this movie sucks. Everybody, every single one.
The only thing wrong with you is Shang.
Well, not really. Mulan still said fuck China and no arranged marriage because it hurts my fifis. It's still Mulan to an extent.
You mean you got between Shang and me so you could keep your job?
Exactly.
What you did was unforgivable.
What we're doing is wrong. I know it's wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Wait a second.
No, you're still pretty different.
This is the first fight we've
Yeah,
gotten in the
enjoy
whole
because it won't
movie.
last
Did you
long.
notice that? It took an hour. This
you're
movie's an
right.
hour and 20 minutes long. You notice those guys are from the first movie?
Let's go.
Yeah, that's just
Oh,
a
yeah,
reused
you're right.
Hun from the first movie. Did
It's
you
those
notice
guys
it?
from the palace. You know, this scene is pretty dramatic, but there's water below, so like, I'm pretty sure it's see, it's a river.
Yeah.
Like, it won't be that bad, I guess.
Yeah, which we find out he survives anyway.
What does this moment accomplish exactly? Like, what does almost killing Shang off accomplish? Besides giving a Mulan a really sad scene and, you know, the sword and stuff.
It's we can have that dramatic like wedding scene where the guy comes in and just like, no, you can't marry him because I love you.
I mean, this is like beyond dramatic. But this scene really doesn't accomplish much.
Really cliche.
Losing Shang will not be meaningless, no matter what it takes.
Yeah, and for some reason, this is when Mulan kind of starts to resemble the Mulan from the first movie. Like this is the kind of attitude she would have taken from the get-go. You know, to do what's right no matter what. But of course, in the end, we say psych to that again.
I would be honored to wed a prince of Qigong.
You? My lord.
Yeah, like this is extremely odd. Like now is when she begins to act like the Mulan we all know and love from the first movie, because this is the kind of attitude the first Mulan from the first movie would have taken.
The golden dragon of unity smiles upon you.
You ever notice that this voice actor appears in a lot of like Chinese related like shows? Like that's like Jake Long's grandpa
Yeah,
right
I guess
there.
they always get the most wise Chinese proverb sounding guy and cast him.
Mulan was right. No one should marry
Uh,
someone they don't love.
Yes,
I'm going
yes,
with you.
really.
Really?
We're going with you.
No, you're not.
You're the one who had to learn a lesson
Shang
here.
is the one
huh?
who had to see the error of his ways here. Shut up, you little shit! you have no moral to
Fuck
say
off.
anything. Fuck you.
My people, the golden
Look at my huge fucking earlobes.
all we do today
Like seriously, what's wrong with them?
They try to portray this prince dude as like pathetic, but we don't know anything about him. We just met him. All we know is that he likes to play to fiddle with that thing on his finger sometimes, and
I guess he's supposed to be like 13 years old, I think. He's supposed to be like really
he's
immature.
also making a sacrifice for his
I don't
country, you
know.
know. But yeah, Shang came in and posed a direct conflict against the alliance that they were set out to form from the beginning.
He literally just threw a shuriken at them,
Shang
yeah.
is pretty much inciting a war over here because he threatened the king.
What are you doing?
Bruh.
No, I'm winging it.
How dare you trample upon the
Get it? He doesn't have
That's
a plan.
purpose,
No, he grew as a character. Remember that was like a big thing where everything always had to have a plan.
That's also one of the
Don't
things
ask for
that I
directions.
find this movie is absolutely incredible for doing. We get a reverse character development.
I love
My all-seeing eye has peered into the very heart of China, and I've never seen two people more.
No, they're not. Don't.
Mulan.
Yeah.
No, they're not really. They're very different.
This is why I kind of like the ambiguous ending of the first one better, because they're not very good for each other.
Let's get down to business. Mulan,
At least not in this absolutely toxic mindset they got here in the second movie. But yeah, this is apparently the end of the movie. And did you notice something really cool? Something like really amazing, something really cash money about this movie. What did you notice that is fundamentally wrong with that ending, Razor?
Well,
The Alliance. Where's the Alliance? What happens to China?
Yeah.
There is no alliance. The end. China dies.
I told him everything.
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I know.
Did you notice the Deus Machina we just got? Where now
Yeah, I know.
Mushu still gets to
So
be her
it
guardian anyway?
rendered the entire movie utterly meaningless, pretty much.
What does combining our temples?
Basically,
No, everything
he
everyone
did
did is
pointless,
pointless
yes.
because there is no alliance. Mushu gets to keep his pedestal anyway. This movie is pointless. They accomplished nothing.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
in 2 months everyone's gonna die. In 2 months the
The
Huns
end.
come
Everybody
back and
dies
destroy
because
everything.
true love. And fuck China.
Right.
Oh my god, I hate this movie so much.
Again, he's gonna keep being an asshole.
Precisely.
Mushu hasn't learned a
Precisely.
goddamn thing.
No one has learned a goddamn thing in this movie besides my personal feelings matter above my country and millions of innocent lives. So we got through this Disney masterpiece.
Yep, that's the end of that. Yep, it was pretty fucking bad to say the least. Yep. Definitely a piece of shit.
I don't think I can fully express how much I despise this movie so much. Oh my god.
Well, we're gonna have a whole
Yeah.
whole review to talk about it, but let's get over our general thoughts about it. So, let's talk about the positives first. Overall, it's not like it was a badly made movie. Like production-wise, it was really good. The animation, for the most part, is still pretty good. It's well voiced. The actors are all really good. The songs are actually not too bad. Like even if they had to reuse an old song from the last movie, like the songs in this movie weren't too bad.
If you look at it like very
like-
crudely from the artistic point of view, it's just a very okay, forgettable. If you
You cut
look
out
at
again.
this from the very general artistic point of view, it's just a very okay, forgettable, your run of the mill Disney sequel. Not too much special about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it is this direct-to-video sequel, so you just gotta
Yeah,
keep
that's
that. You gotta
true.
keep that in mind.
And even for direct-to-video sequels, shit, this movie's atrocious. Yeah, the
based on
main
the
crime
writing
with
and
the
stuff
movie
like
is
that.
the writing.
Yeah, this is like. Yeah, I think again, like a lot of this movie could have easily been forgiven if it wasn't for the fact that there was an actual war. If the entire thing was about just like a traditional marriage, then this would have been fine. Like this would have been this really wouldn't have been that bad. Like it still would have been weird, like to see Mulan give up on her like duty and everything like that for the sake of like true love or whatever. But at the same time, we have this war that we have to worry about, which means that all of China is in danger, and that adds a whole new level to the situation. And everyone's just kind of saying, like, fuck that, fuck China, fuck the emperor, fuck all of the innocent lives that could be killed.
Yeah,
We gotta
basically.
follow our hearts. And that's like,
Basically.
why? What? Yeah, it's a really fucked up. It's like, and again, like all they had to do to fix that would be to just get rid of the war, get rid of this warring stuff, and just have it be a typical a traditional thing. I don't know why I keep saying traditionary. That's not a real word. Like, but yeah, if you just did a traditional wedding, like it's like whatever, then yeah, okay, we can kind of get on the princess's side and everything. But even then, the princesses themselves
Yeah,
don't
that's
particularly
true.
have any personalities. Like, if you really think about it, like, because again, like you had that one girl who liked the
Yeah.
food. Like, can you name any other character to her
Not really,
outside
no,
of
that's her
she
entire
likes
personality
food?
resumed in food.
Yeah, what about the tall one? Like the tall one that was like that fell in love with Ling. Like she's just a bit stuffy. I guess that's her personality.
No, I guess,
she's the stuffiest
I
of
guess
the
in
three.
the beginning she was like the only one who gave a shit about their mission, and then she just said psych, like everybody else.
Yeah, I don't even remember their names honestly. I don't
Yeah,
remember the
same.
princesses' names. They were that forgettable.
But and also like the
Like, I
the
really
princesses
don't.
and the guards don't have any chemistry, especially the serious one and the really bad cringy joke one. They don't have any chemistry whatsoever. Like they looked at each other
Yeah.
once, had one conversation, and boom,
All
I'm
they
running
do
away
is-
from my duty and saying fuck my country and all the lives that could be put in danger because I met this one guy. That's what it looks like.
Here, milady, you lost your shoe. Shall we be in love now? Yes. What?
And like, do you remember like that scene where the princesses were arguing at the fireplace? That the pink one, I guess, with the pink one with the pink dress, she was arguing that her older sister, the serious one, was being so serious, and she was rejecting the connection she had with the jokester guy, and the sister straight up said, "Dude, we have a duty to marry these princes to save our fucking country. Did you forget that?" And then the pink girl just storms off like she's the dick.
Yeah, not to mention.
No.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
to mention that there is no connection. Like they share one little thing together, and that's
Yeah.
it. That's not a connection, okay? That could be the start of something, but again, you have a point. They have
Yeah.
a duty. There shouldn't be a
And
connection.
then these people just like they choose to willfully ignore their duty. That all of them, every single one, know what they're on this journey for, and they just willfully choose to ignore that for the sake of personal feelings. Because what this movie is supposed to teach is that your duty is
Right.
to your heart. But what does that mean in the context of this movie? It means that fuck your duty, fuck what kind of responsibilities you have. What matters is your personal pleasure. That's what this movie is teaching me. This is so convoluted
Exactly.
and honestly a lot of bad morality for children to learn.
Yeah, it's more about they thought so little about the actual they thought so much about the message itself that they forgot about the actual implication of the message itself. Like in terms of like any ordinary movie, following your heart wouldn't be that bad of a message. But in context of
Yes.
this movie, it's a very bad message.
Because again, in the first movie, the main theme was that Mulan was putting aside her personal feelings for the sake of the greater good. Yes.
That Mulan was a woman. Well, Mulan was a woman, and
Yeah,
no one
that's
thought that
true.
women were worth anything.
But
in
I
that
also
time period.
addressed this when I talked about it in the Mulan video that the movie Mulan may seem like it has a message about gender equality. It might end up proving in the end that Mulan is just as competent as her male counterparts. But the character Mulan never had that kind of motivation. She never joined the army to prove that women are better than men or anything. She joined because again she was putting aside her personal feelings for what was right, for her duty to her country, not because she had an ulterior motive to prove herself
Right,
to.
Right. It
Yes,
wasn't about her gender.
precisely.
She was just wanting
And
to
this
save
movie
her
does
dad
the
and prove
exact
herself.
opposite of that. Well, the first movie was about you setting aside your desires for the greater good to protect something that is more than you. This movie says fuck that. I'm my personal feelings are the only ones that matter.
Right. Yeah, the original movie is a very female empowerment message done right, because it doesn't try to shove the whole gender thing down your fucking throat like most movies nowadays do, like Captain Marvel or Ghostbusters 2016 or whatever. It's not about the gender. I think both men and women can relate to
Yes,
Mulan in that
because
battle.
You go
Because
ahead.
we've all. It's not about the gender. It's about family. It's about duty. It's about trying to be worth something. That's something anybody can
Yes.
relate with, both men and women.
In my you go.
So despite the fact that go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. All right, go. Despite the fact that Mulan's a woman, she's a great protagonist. I wouldn't say
Yes,
she's a great
that's it.
female protagonist. I would say she's a great protagonist.
Yes.
That just
was
happens to be
my
female.
My point that when you want to make a good female character, you need to make a good character. That's the difference between a shoehorn of
You cut
a
out.
girl power of a feministic movie and a good movie. You treat your female character like a good character, like you would any male
Right.
character.
Exactly. You just write them like a person. You treat them like any ordinary person. Don't give them any privileges or anything like that.
This movie
just write them
actually
like a
kind of
normal person.
also does the opposite of that, in what the first movie did. You know, when they had the very Blair Witch-like argument about the map, and Shang all of a sudden, well, when they had that argument about the map, and Shang was all like, "What is it with women and maps?" That was like, what? It's out of nowhere too.
It's the most like cliche
Like
shit ever.
they brought gender into it out of
That's the most
nowhere. When the
cliche
first
shit
movie
ever.
again was never about that. It might have ended up with an unintentional.
What is it with men asking for directions?
Yeah.
It's the most cliche scene like in history. We always have to have a scene like that involving what is it with men and asking for directions? What is it with women wanting to ask for directions? Like dude, that shit's so fucking old, even by 2006
They're just trying to
standards.
find like any excuse whatsoever to fight. That fight was like so nonsensical. Yeah,
It was
this
so
this
forced
entire
and out
movie
of
feels
nowhere,
forced
yeah.
and out of nowhere, as well as the entire relationship between Mulan and Shang feels forced and out of nowhere.
Right.
Because it was just not there in the first movie. Like all the parts where there's like fluff between them and Shang is like, "You're my world, Mulan." That was so awkward because that was just not there in the first movie.
Right.
There was no actual visible chemistry
Yeah.
between them until like that very ambiguous ending. So they just like shoehorned this in when there was nothing.
Yeah, they had a good relationship. They had a good friendship, and I think that's what made them work. Like they had a good friendship and everything. And then after the avalanche scene, where she saves Shang's life and he gives her trust and everything, and it's like, yeah, there's a good. You actually believe there's that trust and everything. And then when Shang saw that Mulan was a woman, he spared her, which is like a debt for a debt. Like a life for a
Yeah.
life. My debt's been repaid. That shows how strong their relationship was. Like he wasn't gonna kill her. Like despite the fact that she was a woman, like he still owed her his life and everything. He didn't care that she was a woman. He saw someone that
Yeah,
saved
that's
his
true.
life. Right. And it just makes all that bullshit involving like the SJWs talking about why Shang isn't in the Mulan 2020 movie and everything like that. Or maybe 2021 now at this point, since they're not releasing it this
Yeah,
year.
I've
That's what it sounds
I've got
like. I
a
don't
pretty
know.
good hypothesis for
But,
why
um,
Shang was excluded. It's
Yeah, but like I don't know. I heard all this bullshit about Shang being written out of the movie because we can't have a male authority figure over a female character. Like it's
Nah, that's
fucking like
bullshit,
ancient
because
China. What are you
this
talking
is
about?
also why a lot of Disney films are very. It's because Shang was very alluded to be bi. There was that very there. Yeah, there was that
there's also
discussion.
that. There was that too.
Might say a little forced, but I guess it was still there. That ambiguous that Shang might be bi because he kind of liked Mulan even when he thought she was a man. And it's also a reason why Disney films almost never deal with the concept of gay people. Because they want to keep the product squeaky clean for Chinese markets. That's
yeah,
fine.
whenever there is, and whenever there is some sort of gay whatever, it's some brief 5-second thing that can easily be edited out.
In Onward, we had like one girl say, "Oh, my girlfriend says this," and that's it. You got your gay representation. Yay!
Yeah, this one girl say. Yeah, she says she had a girlfriend.
Yeah, you gays
she referred
have
to
this,
as a partner.
this representation. There you go.
In America they use the word girlfriend, but in Russia they refer to partner, and in China they cut out that character. They cut out that. I think they cut that entire scene out. That's what I've heard.
If you pay attention, if Disney does anything like this, it's got to be something that can be easily edited out.
Yeah, I remember Star Wars Rise of Skywalker also had a brief thing at the very end with two girls kissing. That's like, again, it's like a 5-second thing. Doesn't matter. They cut that shit out for China. Like, they cut that shit out. And I know the Beauty and the Beast 2017 movie is banned from Russia entirely because of the character LeFou, because of their depiction of LeFou. Even though he's a stereotype that is making fun of gays, in which case Russia will probably love the hell out of it. I don't know how people feel about. I know it's illegal there in Russia, like to be gay, but I don't know how the general Russian feels about homosexuality. I think most of them hate it. It sounds like
most of them might be slightly not be able to be educated about it because they get so censored about it. I don't think they ever get any media whatsoever that show gay people as normal people. So that's definitely gonna affect their vision of how gay people are.
Right. Yeah, that's probably because Putin was an ex-KGB member that wants to secretly bring back the Soviet Union.
Headache inducing.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. But basically, it's Disney with gay and everything like that. You have one scene in the original movie where like, during the song, I'll Make a Man Out of You, where Shang gets kicked in the face by Ping, and he gives her that look, and it's like, oh my god, is he bi? He might be bi, guys! And then now Disney's like, no, we can't have anything like that in this movie.
Again, for the big markets, they export the movies too. It's not because like Disney is homophobic. It's because they just want to keep it like squeaky clean to make profit in other countries' box offices.
Yeah. And I love the fact that, like, their excuse was, well, we can't have a male authority figure over a woman because that's just offensive in our opinion, even though it's ancient China and we're lucky for a woman to even be fighting in the army, let alone be under a male authority figure.
She's still under a male authority figure. He's still the general, so what's your point?
Yeah, she's still under one in this movie. She's still under one in this one.
It's pretty obvious what they were actually going for here. That they wanted to erase the character of Shang entirely because he could be bi. I don't know, he could be bi.
Yeah, but it's okay, guys, because the villain's a woman, too. Now you can like the good guy and the bad guy. Oh, sorry. Good girl and bad girl. Am I right? Yeah. That makes it so much better. Yeah, Shan Yu is a woman now in this movie.
Well, I did hear though.
She's also,
but like I did hear that in the culture of the Huns, women were actually pretty respected in the fighting ranks. From what I hear, that's part of why when Mulan first reveals herself to be the soldier from the mountains, like if you notice it, I believe Shan Yu was like the only one to not underestimate her because of her gender. He doesn't go, wow, you're a woman. He goes, you're a warrior from the mountains.
The Huns
can kill my men.
Yeah, because the Huns didn't care about gender. They didn't give a shit about that sort of thing. Like the Huns never cared that much about it in this movie and everything. Like the Huns never particularly cared about gender. In fact, I think that the Huns were actually stronger than men usually. Were actually stronger and have more power than men did. Like, I remember reading somewhere about tradition where, like, if a man cheated on a woman, the woman had the legal right to cut the man's balls off and hang it over the door to show everyone what he did.
Kind of sadistic.
I think that was a natural culture. Yeah.
But
we got to bring that back.
There was one more thing that I wanted to point out about the Mulan 2020 and this one. That,
right.
Again, I'm just repeating myself from what I said in my videos, but I think the points are relevant here. That in my video, I discussed a bit about the strong female character trope, the Hollywood trope. And I concluded that in my analysis, in Hollywood, characters like Captain Marvel and so on, what makes a strong female character in American Hollywood media is that you get a female character, and you make them act like a man. You give them attributes that would make a masculine character be a role model. And you got all these traits, and then you just replace the man with the woman, and you call that a female character when it's really not. You're just making a female character act like a man. And the amazing thing about Mulan is that they never did that with Mulan. Mulan is Mulan. She's never made out to act like a man for the sake of girl power. That is the entire basis of girl power, quote unquote. Is that for a girl to be respected in society, she has to act more like a man. And that trope is being deconstructed today with the I'm not like other girls trope. Is all about that. I'm not like other girls because I am more like a man. That is a phase almost every girl I know went through, including me. And what broke me about the 2020 movie is that when you look at the original Mulan, I see a woman who is a person like me. A woman who didn't join the army because she wanted to prove that women were better than men. She didn't join the army because she wanted to prove herself to be worth something. She joined again because it was the right thing to do. Simply because of that. Well, you look at the 2020 Mulan and you see this woman with her hair loose in the battlefield, fighting people with a huge katana sword and doing flips in the air. And I just think they got Mulan and turned her into another strong female character. That is how they destroyed Mulan in the 2020 movie. That's why I think it will suck so bad. Because they got what made Mulan a character and turned her into a strong female character. They just removed any character she had.
They basically ruined it.
That's
exactly.
That's about. I think that's about it. All my points so far.
Yeah. So overall, Mulan 2. Overall,
yes, it
sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It's really bad. It's like it's on a production level. It looks very fine. It looks fine, but like it's really the story and the characters they fucked up with the most. But those are big problems.
Yeah, it's just the only comfort I can take from this is that at the very least the Disney sequels aren't remembered as much. At the very least, if you didn't own these on DVD, you likely never saw them and you'll forget they ever existed. That's the only comfort I can take from this. And Disney doesn't seem to acknowledge the sequels as canon either. So that's also another comfort I can take from this.
Yeah, but then again, we have Disney Plus, where we can find all of these movies in their glory. So
I'm not paying for Disney Plus because I'm not here paying for 50,000 streaming services and feeding my life to capitalism.
Yeah, funny enough, I was actually gonna make a joke in my Big Hero 6 the Series Season 2 video where I thought Disney, because that show was doing really bad ratings wise, I thought they were just gonna take the last season and just shit it out on Disney Plus. But then I read somewhere where they're actually shutting down Disney Channel, like almost in its entirety, like all around the world and everything. So I was like, well, it looks like they're going to do that no matter what now.
Why are they shutting down
ruining
Disney
the
Channel?
joke, guys. Because they're acknowledging the future. Like personally, it's not that surprising for me, because streaming services are like beating cable. Like cable television honestly is on its way out.
Nobody watches TV anymore.
Yeah, nobody uses. Yeah, I don't use TV anymore. I don't use cable. I'm either on YouTube. I'm either on Netflix. I'm on Hulu. I'm on Disney Plus. I don't use cable anymore. I don't use. Like me and my dad, we recently cut off DirecTV. We used to use DirecTV and everything, but we got rid of that a while back because none of us use it anymore. Now we're either strictly on Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, or on YouTube.
It's interesting.
And so it doesn't surprise me that Disney's getting rid of the streaming of the channels because, streaming services are the future. Like it just makes more sense to focus on those things.
If there's any company that has the power the proper power to keep all their stuff up, like to get both cable and streaming services up, it's Disney. Like they could just have both of those up for the sake of it.
Right, but again, you got to understand that's the future. Like most people are giving up cable for the sake of streaming services. So it kind of makes sense to start focusing on the future and everything like that. Like they just keep the past around, everything like that. It doesn't make too much sense when most people aren't using it anymore. Eventually, most people are going to evolve to streaming services and move on with it. And again, because it's not really it's about the same price as having cable television, but streaming services are far more convenient nowadays. Like if you let's say it costs $10 to have cable TV, it costs $8 a month to have Netflix, and you can also it costs $70 to have Disney Plus for a full year, or you can do the $8 a month plan. Or I bought it for a full year. I have Disney Plus for a full year. That's $70 a year, and again that just makes more sense to me. Paying $70 a year instead of some a package for cable or whatever that where it costs $100 and everything. And even then, with Disney Channel, I gotta wait for a certain show to pop up, set up a record for it, and if I miss it, I'm shit out of luck. I gotta wait for a rerun. But with Disney Plus, I can just watch the episode whenever I feel like, for whatever show I want to watch, whenever it's there, whenever it's convenient for me. So yeah, I think that adjusting towards the streaming services in the future and everything, between you and me, if I had a TV show running, I wouldn't want to go to a cable service. I'd want it to go to Netflix or Hulu. I'd want it to go to Netflix or something like that because that just sounds way more successful in my opinion, because it'll always be there. People can watch it whenever they want, and they can just binge the whole show in one night instead of having to wait weeks on end for a new episode. Yeah, it just feels more convenient, and it just feels a lot smarter, in my opinion. Again, I just think cable networks and cable TV in general is just on its way out, and the way of the future is the internet.
It's always curious to think about.
Yeah. But I guess that's going to end it. So, like I said,
Yeah,
Mulan 2, pretty shitty movie. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you put it?
I would prefer to suck up to Mushu for a millennia instead of watching this again.
To suck up.
I would prefer to be Mushu's personal staircase for a millennia instead of watching this again.
Wow. I guess I would give it like a 3 out of 10. Like, because on a production level, it's not bad, but everything else sucks.
Yeah, I'd
like
be reasonable, but I'm giving it a 2
out
out of 10 because that is. Yeah, because that is one of the most atrocious scripts I have ever seen in my life. It's mostly the story script that just brings this down.
Right. It's very cliche. It's very generic, very cliche,
no,
and it doesn't understand
it's even
the
worse than
characters
that.
at all.
It doesn't even accomplish the goal of the story. It doesn't. And the characters have a goal, which is to make the princesses marry to get a marriage and get an alliance and save China. They don't even accomplish that. The basic goal they set up in the beginning of the story, which every story does. You got a character, you got a goal, and they either accomplish it or find some other way to like fulfill and get that happy ending. They don't get that. Their ending is just non-existent. Their ending is like fuck that, and then China dies. The end. The Mongols invade. They don't do the basic thing that a story does, beginning, middle, and end. That's how bad this script is.
Nobody learns anything, and the things they do learn.
Yeah, that's true. And also, the entire movie amounts to absolutely nothing because everything else gets reversed in the beginning. Mushu keeps his pedestal. Mulan and Shang they still get married, I guess, and no forced marriages happen. So this movie is useless, and China is doomed either way as well. Both historically in the movie. So this movie is worth absolutely nothing. It accomplishes nothing. The characters learn nothing. Nothing is done. No purpose is served from this movie. It's just nothing.
Except to ruin the value of the original.
And now that you've had the pleasure, or I guess a curse, of rewatching this movie, what do you think of the original now?
I still love the original movie, to be honest. I think it's definitely my top 10 Disney movies. I love the music, I love the characters, and I saw your video on Mulan and everything, and you make really good points. Like, Mulan really is one of those like really well done female characters and everything like that, because it doesn't really put an emphasis on her gender. It doesn't really care, and yet it still manages to make her a great female character.
So.
This movie definitely is shitting all over it.
If you thought Mulan was an okay movie at best, just watching this thing will probably make you think it's a masterpiece.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like with Hunchback and Notre Dame 2. They fucked everything up. They fucked everything
Hunchback
so
is an
bad.
absolutely masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Hunchback is way better than Mulan.
That's fair.
Sorry, had to say it.
But
it's true.
I
it's
think
a fact.
they're both amazing in very
fact.
different ways, so you can't really compare them fairly.
Yeah. They're both good. They're both good in their own ways, yes. Like, Hunchback is a totally different movie than Mulan
I just wish Disney had the balls to go as dark as they went with Hunchback, or as deeply into the themes as they went. Probably,
they'll never They will never remake.
Don't touch it,
Hunchback.
because if that's what they're gonna do with the rest of their fucking remakes, don't touch the Hunchback. They do got a stage musical though, which is pretty good. Like it's a musical about the original story, but with the Disney songs.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I want to watch it one day if I can.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that about does it.
Always.
Thanks, Jen, for sticking by and watching the movie with me.
Yes,
I know
totally.
it must have been really fun for you. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome to suffer. Be sure to go to her channel and everything like that. I'll leave a link in the description to her channel where you can watch her stuff.
Thank you.
And you can also watch her
Again,
Mulan video.
I apologize for the audio. Just turn your volume all the way up so you can hear me.
Right. Be sure to
Thank you.
be sure to subscribe to her. Give her some love.
See ya.
And as we will see you in the review. Hopefully it'll come out soon.
Rock
So
on.
stay awesome, guys. Rock on.